Welcome to JB Trio Podcast, Season 8, Episode 9. I'm Lee McDonald Jr.
Chris, we'll come back to next season. Woodman C.
And Mark, the ancient warrior merchant.
The ancient choke motion.
Oh, don't spoil it. Well,
hey, look at I pulled a Woodmansey.
It happened. Mark and Ron had it all in their grasp. They had it.
Titanic moment.
It was like a shining star. They just had to pull. They were in the grasp. It was like Mike Tyson against Buster Douglas, and all they had to do was just show up. And what did they do? And Mark in particular, they ended up choking the night and losing to Here for the Beer, Mike Wang and Jose Beltran, a baseball player, 34-6.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a lot closer than that, though. I mean, really, we lost.
Hey, you know what? This is an ironic moment because we lost to them 34-6.
Yeah, I mean,
true.
It was a lot closer than that. I mean, lost the second game by 13 pins.
Yeah.
And lost the third game by 15.
Yeah, it was. It was
not
close.
help.
It was close. It was kind of close. Anyway.
I did not help.
It was kind of close, but anyway. So
I got to hand it to Mike Wang. Mike Wang was the bowler of the fair.
oh my God, he shot 600.
You're saying his wing is bigger than yours?
He outwanged him.
Well,
Yeah, he might have outwanged me for the night.
Yeah, he bowled 100, nearly 110 over his average. Almost made bowler of the week. He made second runner-up. Probably would have made bowler of the week any other week if not been for Diego, who made bowler of the summer. He bowled so good. He knocked Chris off his bowler of the summer lead, and now he's in the lead at 153 over. So Diego had a hell of a night. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. The two top teams at least we thought, the two teams that we had ahead in our power ranking both ended up losing, which was we got balls and we got dropped. Both lost. So that means Pin Pals is going to face Here for the Beer for the number one spot for the first and second place tomorrow night at AMF for the Summer JB Trio. So they advance in the playoffs. And the rest of us are just bowling for the best spot we can.
Yeah. Looks like Chris will end up in fifth or less.
It could be less.
Cobras, fifth or less.
Guys T.
So, yeah, just to kind of go over the rest of the league in our fastest 3 minutes in bowling. It was on lanes 1 and 2 that the last two teams faced each other, teams 3 and 7. It was the better halves against the Hayways. Looks like Hayways could not pull off the victory. That helps me and beat Mark's picks, thank goodness. And the Wives ended up pulling out another victory, narrow as it was, 22 out of 40. So good job for the ladies. Next pair was Team 8, our favorite name, Edible Panties. They fought against team number 6, and that is Too High. And Too High keeps winning every single week. They won again. I couldn't believe it. They won 32 out of 40. So Too High riding a great high right now. They bumped all the way up to 7th place. Keep in mind, this team was in last majority of the whole season. Now they're all the way in 7th, fighting for an even higher spot. Next pair was my son's team, Peyton and Ricky against Eric and TJ. Another bad night for Peyton and Ricky. They lost big. TJ and Eric won 32 out of 40. Kudos to those guys. They ended up winning. Next pair was Team 4. That's Average Joe's. They fought against team number 2, which was Purple Cobras. And Purple Cobras, they took the victory despite Diego's excellent bowling that he crushed Chris. He ended up taking bowler of the summer. But they did take the L. So Purple Cobras ended up winning 22 out of 40. Barely. They kissed their sister. All right. And now for the playoffs. As the results you probably heard earlier in the spoiler, team number 9, we got dropped, lost to, they ended up losing to Pin Pals. Team 10, It was 26 out of 40. It was a close match most of the night, but the Pin Pals ended up edging out the victory. And then for first against fourth, as you heard earlier, in the big Titanic-type disaster, here for the beer, Mike Wang and Jose, both Mark and Ron, and they crushed them 34 out of 40. So the results are, We Got Balls is in third place. Here for the Beers in first, Fighting Pin Pals for second. It's all 0, so whoever takes more than 20 will advance to number 1. Second place is guaranteed for the loser. Third place is We Got Balls at 310. And We Got Dropped is in fourth place currently at 250. Purple Cobras is in fifth place at 244, with Ballas at 241 right behind them. Too High riding high at 234, and they're in seventh. In eighth place, Average Joe's moving up as well. They're at 229, while CYMG is at 212, while Hayways is in 10th place at 209. 1 point behind them, Edible Panties in the 11th place at 208, and the Better Halves creeping up. They're at 200 even, so anybody could be anywhere tomorrow night, which is our last night of bowling.
Well, we know third place is locked.
Yes, we do. That
Third place
we do,
is
and that's
locked.
your fastest 3 minutes of bowling. But yes, third
Yep.
place is definitely locked.
Yeah, so I was thinking of using a house ball tomorrow.
Oh my God. Do it.
Why
Do
not?
it.
Why not?
You know what? How about this? Do what you said. Don't even show up.
I'm almost thinking I'm going to use two hands tomorrow night. Try
It
bowling with
depends.
two hands.
It depends on the results of Beat Mark's picks, because I know you're not going to lay down.
Well, no, I'm already going to give my pick to We Got Dropped.
Oh, so that means you're going to give me a free pick too then.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of rolling with two hands tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's going to be an easy pick for me. It'll be interesting. I want to see what Chris does if he rolls the dice and picks your team, although somehow I'm doubting that after hearing what you're saying. The wiser choice would be to pick Chris. But, hey, who knows? Chris may end up wearing the skirt and the leggings and the makeup and throw the ball between his legs and
Never.
never give up, never surrender.
I mean, the shame of it is Purple Cobras would have had a shot for fourth place, but now they're going to be fifth or lower.
Oh, that's right. You guys don't bowl.
Yes, we
heads up.
got dropped.
You end up bowling. We got dropped. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Purple Cobras bowl
and I'm thinking of
Ballas.
yeah, and I'm going two-handed, so they could. We Got Dropped could easily take 40.
Now I see why you're wanting them to win. Okay. So you're throwing it so that it makes it tough for Chris to advance.
There's no pressure on us tomorrow. We're already locked in third place.
What would you have to pay to Mark, Chris, for Mark to bowl his best?
Yes.
Chris, either.
Maybe he ought to spot me.
Oh, I mean, that won't ever happen.
What would you have to pay to Mark to end up winning or trying hard?
Nothing.
Oh.
Nothing. Because, like, I honestly think Ron is just going to bowl. He's going to bowl. Ron's going to bowl great. I think Ron wants to have a comeback, like, just prove to him that he still has it.
To prove. Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting because for the first time.
Ron's going to use a new ball. I was going to say, Ron's going to use a new ball tomorrow.
No,
He really is. He's going to use.
Yeah, I know. You're right. I saw him Friday bowling that new ball.
Yes.
He bowled 700 series.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd probably do well with that new ball. Yeah.
So I wonder if I don't think it'll happen, but what if We Got Dropped doesn't show up and Mark ends up having to bowl a blind score? Would they come close to bowling minus 10 pins of their average? I wonder if it came down to it, Mark. Would you guys, like, if you say got
I think
to
so.
170 in the six, would you start throwing some gutters?
Well, there's no pressure tomorrow night. We're locked in the third. I'm really considering trying to throw a few shots two-handed to try to get.
You might have to
Man with
test
the
those
two-handed
foul
shot.
lights.
Yeah.
You may have to test the foul lights tomorrow. And then you can show the front desk people and have them quit crying about always coming back and My feelings are hurt. Oh, because my God, they said something again. I mean, I can only imagine what they're saying to them, but they come crying every week, and I'm like, you know what?
I know.
Grow some thick skin, people. I grew up in the 2000s working in a bowling alley. What do you think people back then would say?
I just asked them to turn it on, and then they don't. They say they're going to turn it on, and then they're not on, and then they don't work. And
I know, they lie to you. And the ladies try to be a smart aleck, and she tried to, the worker come down from the front desk and tested the foul light, and she put her foot over the line, and no noise came off. And she was like, I guess they don't work. But she tried to rub it in your face. Then she goes to the pair next to us, says, this pair works. And I thought that was embarrassing. At least the one girl, Bryn, she come up and talked to me, and we were talking about maybe some possible solutions. And, I was telling her, we never see the head mechanic. I know we're the late piece of shit league, but, you'd figure at least we'd see the head mechanic or Amber, the manager, more than once a month. And we never see the head mechanic. They're going to make an arrangement for the head mechanic to stick around during our meeting in 2 weeks when we come back for the fall season, which is looking pretty good, by the way. We got a lot of teams confirmed. We got more teams confirmed now than we did last year. And last year we ended up with 16 teams. So I'm pretty happy about that. We got 12 confirmed. But the problem is that beyond that, it's going to be tough to recruit this season, because I think we had a good core league last year, but we had some drop out. And so we lost some key members, and Jared Gallegos in particular, which we love Jared. He's been with us for like 3 or 4 seasons. And I was looking back at some of our old standing sheets, and he's actually been here longer than I thought. He's been here since the pandemic started.
Yeah. But he got hit with the kryptonite. How?
He did. That's too bad. We hope the best for Jared. Yeah, we know he's going to be a buddy of ours forever, though.
Yeah, between Kyle, Kryptonite, and Jared, and then Chris chasing off a few people, we lost a few.
No, the team that brought in beat you.
Oh.
Isn't that true?
Is that true? I can't remember. What did we do this past fall?
I brought Michael and Jose.
Mike and Jose. Oh, yeah, Mike Wang. Yeah. Oh, you brought them in? Oh, you did bring them in from Friday.
Yep.
Can you take credit for that?
Yes.
So that's another team of yours that you brought in.
Yeah. And they last the whole season with the victory.
Dang. I didn't even think about that. That's Chris's protege's team.
They haven't won yet.
That's true. They only won the first round. You got to win 2 rounds. So they ain't won nothing yet. Now that since you've claimed them, I hope you didn't curse them. You could have laid just the podcast curse on them now.
Big guy.
But I also hear that the 2 young guys are coming back from Pen Pals, Bryson and Matthew. So there's going to be quite a few teams that carry over from the summer. I've just got to find partners for them.
Yeah, they're looking for a partner, huh?
Yeah. And I think they have a big Rolodex, so I think they'll be able to find somebody. I got to find somebody for Neil's team and Gilbert. They're coming back minus Jared. I got to find somebody for them. I think I'm bowling with Greg, but I got to text him. I got to see what he's doing. I'd prefer him to bring a team because, of course, the more teams, the merrier. But if he's needing a third bowl, if he's wanting to be on my team, he's more than welcome. But if not, then I'll be looking for a third. I know you guys both have teams, so you guys are good. So, I mean, we've already got tons of teams that are confirmed, but there's a lot of teams in that confirmed list, though, that are looking for a third.
Well, I mean,
after your card poker series fiasco, do you think Chris Saunders will still bowl with Chris Woodman?
I'm so glad you brought that up, Mark. So this past weekend, we did our finals for our poker league, which lasted 11 weeks. I'm going to let Chris tell this one, though. So me and Chris won, but not without controversy.
Well, we had our final table from the 10-week long week league that we had, and we were just playing poker. I took out Tina, first one out, Then the second one was Diago. And the third one was Sean.
Oh, is that Camilla trying to straighten you out?
Yes.
It's okay, Camilla. We'll straighten him out.
Yeah, and then and then after that, like we're going down. I'm climbing back up from a big dip that I lost in chips. Lee's doing good. Diego just fell out, and then now Chris, he's about to die, and then he comes back. Yeah, Chris Saunders comes back a little bit more after dying. He's holding on, and it's me and Lee. We're tag teaming Chris right now. We're just
and it's a doubles league. So me and Chris Woodmansey, who happen to be partnered up by random draw at the beginning of the league, we make it all the way to the end, and we're ganging up on Chris. And it's no surprise. Whoever, if their partner was going to survive, they were going to gang up on whoever. But yeah, so then what happened, Chris?
So Chris is low on. I mean, Chris, I'm getting low on chips. I only have like 400K probably, or 480. All right, and I'm getting tired because Chris is holding on. Like every time he wins a hand, he comes back and forth. He loses a big hand, he wins a big hand, and oh my God, this is going forever. And it's only one player. It's like he's holding on tight and he's doing great. He's playing great. I get an ace jack in my hand or ace queen, and I'm pretty lucky with his hand. And he raised it to he called 32. I said 64. He raised it up to like 90. And then once he said that, once he raised him 90, I'm like, all in. I said all in for 480K. He said, you know what? To get over with, I call. The flop comes out 10, 2, 10, and then another number, and then a flop another 2. So we have 2 pair on the board. Okay. Well, Chris had pocket 7s in his hand, pocket 7s. So in that case, he has 7s over 10s.
10s over 7.
10s over 7s. And I had 2 pair, ace high. And we were saying, no. We were flop the cards. We're all saying, oh, Chris won. I did. Me.
Well, I would say majority of the people were saying, the only one that was saying Chris won was Chris. Even his wife come by and said, oh, no, he lost. Because they thought that if it's 2 pair, it doesn't matter the denomination. They said, oh, 2 pair with an ace beats 2 pair with a 7. And nobody was really thinking about it at that point.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking either. But now I'm thinking
Tina
that now.
is kind of our official card keeper is what I like to call her. So if there's a problem, she's definitely the one that points it out.
Yeah.
And when she come up and said, oh, that's right, I didn't even think twice. I was like, okay, listen, she says it, then it must be right.
Yeah.
So,
and then, directly when she said that I won, we all believed that I won the hand.
So then we divvy up the chips, and everybody's like, yeah, he won. And then Chris Saunders he was reluctant, but he was like, yeah, he won. I will give my chips over. And then he gave him the chips. He ended up losing the tournament.
No, not that hand. It cut him. He paid me back my 480. He still had like 200, less than 200K left.
Right. And I knocked him out like 1 or 2 hands later.
Yeah, one or hands later.
And we said we won. And everybody was like, okay, we're doing good. We won. Congratulations. And then he walks away and comes back. I guess, I don't know if you guys talked.
No, we didn't.
But he comes out of the garage like, that's bullcrap. I want to look at the rule book. I'm disputing this victory. And then Chris is like, well, no, the hand's over. We called the hand and you accepted defeat. So there's a big argument afterwards.
Because the only reason why he said that, because if he would have, hypothetically, if he would have won that hand, if he would have called it right, to be honest, if he would have called the right call, that he won the hand, he would have took me out. He would have busted me.
Yeah, he had you covered by like maybe
200K. Like 200K.
It was so close.
200. Yeah, so
okay.
He would have busted me. It would have came down to Chris and Lee. So we don't know what that aspect would have came. Lee would have came back, probably would have came back and took him out, or other way around. Chris,
he'd have had about $1 million in chips. I'd have had about a little under 200,000.
But you came back from worse. I seen you. You did that with me.
I did come back with you once, but that was a long time ago.
I mean, Chris could have busted with him, or Chris could have took him out. We don't know that because we don't know that scenario. So we can't just assume that he was going to get first.
So we basically messed up. We thought 2 pair was, well, and I'm sure if there was higher cards, we probably would have corrected us, but we messed up and said 10s and 2s with an ace beats 10s and 7s with we thought it was 10s and 2s and the 7 played. So we thought it was whatever played on the board, and then they were holding on to the kicker. And since he had the ace kicker and he had the 7 kicker, but technically that wasn't true. He had the pair of 7s. He should have won. It was 10s over 7. Well, I felt bad. So afterwards, he was all huffing and puffing and wanting to say, I'm sick of poker. I want to leave. And I said, I feel bad. We played a cash game afterwards, so I paid for his cash game, and I thought maybe that would kind of help soften the blow. Oh man, yeah. It got heated. It even got heated during the match. I took a bad beat from Chris. I had trip 9s. He lucks out and gets runner straight, and we almost got in an argument there. But he got a little.
Oh yeah, what was that over? What was it for?
Well, he was about done. I went all in because I hit my trip 9s because I had pocket 9s. I hit a 9 on the flop, and he's got a straight draw. He fucking calls me with the all in, and it gets runner straight. And I thought that was kind of bullshit. And then he slams his cards down at first, which is, he almost did it at the same time, but his cards were revealed first.
Oh yeah, we're talking about mucking.
Before he said, I'm calling, which is a muck technically, but I thought, it's card game. He never lets it go though, of course. He's going to keep talking about it. And I told him, I said, well, you can keep talking about it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. But anyway, he got lucky with that hand, and I was on tilt, and I folded a few hands afterwards. I'm like, I'm going to calm down and let Chris try to take him out. And that's when the whole 2-pair fiasco happened right after that.
And then Lee did take him out, like a couple hands right after.
Yeah, I think it was a king 10 or something. I hit 2-pair.
Okay, so if I got this straight, you screwed Saunders.
Yes.
And maybe you should think about bowling with Diego and someone else.
No, they kissed and made up later. I hope they did anyway.
Yeah.
I know we did. We're good. We're good.
You guys are like best friends outside of bowling.
Yeah, he's joining singles, and he'll be fine. I mean, he'll be there for the singles poker, so we're good.
Yeah.
I told him I'll pay for his entry for the singles event.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's $120.
Oh, fuck. You got to pay that much?
Yeah, it's $120.
You should just pay the difference of the wins. Like if he took second place, which ain't bad.
So it's $70.
Well, it's up to you. It's whatever you want. I'll help donate towards that because I only put in 20 for his cash game, so maybe I'll throw in an extra 30 or something.
It's fine.
No, I think
if he were to lose his poker league again,
we need to come up with a rule though.
You should raid the kid's piggy bank, put him in for 120.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Has it gotten back full again?
Yes, it has. With all the Pokemon.
Well, I know you started the new job just recently, which is awesome. And then you guys just bought a new car. That's what you did Saturday. So, yeah, you're doing pretty good.
Oh, you guys won that much money? You won that much money to buy a new car?
Yeah. They're riding high right now.
So I guess Chris Saunders really got fucked.
And then he drove over. He drove over and backed it up. But yeah, so we'll have to come out with a rule or something that every time there's a mess up, just like in our bowling league, when there's a mess up, you always got to come out with a new rule at the end. Like last year when we had all those post bowls, when we come out with the sub rule, we'll have to come out with a rule in poker that, once the hand's done and there's no disputes and we deal the next hand, that's it. You drop it or something.
Yeah. Yes. Or, I mean, technically in poker rules, the dealer makes the final decision.
Right. And Jesse felt bad. He was our all-time dealer. Your dad. Yeah. Well, Chris will probably say, "Oh, it's his dad." But Jesse messed up. He admitted it, and he even saw it. But it was just one of those things. All of us were still hanging around, even when the Diego and Sean lost. That everybody stuck around because we were going to have a cash game afterwards, and everybody saw the hand. And it was almost like everybody was in unison except Saunders.
Wait a second. So there was a Woodmansey deal in the card as well as playing?
No, actually, yes.
Oh,
not suspicious at all, right?
Yes, but if you know my
Damn,
dad,
there's a little bit going on right there.
if you know my dad was rooting for me to lose. He wanted me to lose. My dad is against me. My dad literally was going to pay someone money just to get me out.
We were joking about that. We were saying we put a bounty on Chris before we start.
Yes, and whoever gets it, he'll pay them. Whoever gets me out, he'll pay them. He wanted me to get out.
That is crazy. There was a Woodmansey playing, a Woodmansey dealing, and a Woodmansey man in the bank.
and the Woodmansey house. And in the Woodmansey's house.
In the Woodmansey house. That is nuts.
Woodmansey cards and
But okay, no, we've been hosting league for 3 seasons now, and this is my first time winning one. Lee won it 3 times.
This last one will be with an asterisk, so it's forever going to be tainted. But
I took second place the first season. I took third the second season, and I finally take first the third season.
Well, it was fun. I've got to say, it was really fun.
Yeah.
And this next one's going to be single, so anybody can join. You don't have to rely on a partner. I guarantee this will be the first season I don't win.
Just watch out for that Woodmansey dealer.
Mark, you need to come up with us, buddy. You need to come play with us on Saturdays.
No, Mark is going to go all in.
We don't play but for 2 hours. We just play. We have a timer, so we cannot go over the timer. Right at 9:30, if the timer's up, we stop dealing. We say, okay, count the points up, and that's it. We don't go beyond 9:30.
Let me ask you, I got a question. Let's say you have $300K in chips and I got $400K, and you say all in. I have to put all my chips in too, right? Even though I've got maybe 100 more than you.
It's a tournament style, so if you got somebody covered.
If you were to say call, you want to call his stack.
That would be different. Yeah, right. But if you say all in, you got to throw all your chips into.
Right. You only match what the other person has. So if you got them by more than 100,000 chips or whatever amount, you're still alive. So you can call somebody else and let them risk getting or staying in the tournament or not. You may lose your chips and have a disadvantage, but if you call somebody else that's got less chips than you, then you only risk that same amount of chips.
Right.
So it's a tournament style basically. So everybody starts out with like 100,000 in chips.
No, 200K.
200K. Okay. And then, so it's basically a tournament every week, and it depends on what place you get. So if you're eliminated first, then you get 1 point. If you're eliminated second, you get 2, and so forth.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to join?
You don't have to put them on the spot now.
How much is the buy-in? You said 120, right? For
the whole season.
We typically do like $10 a week.
What do you do? And you do it every Thursday night?
We moved it to Saturday.
We have baseball practice. It's going to be every
And if anybody's out there that's listening to this podcast, text me or Chris, or put a message on our Facebook page, or put a message on our Podbean or whatever the hell it is. Send us a message somehow, text, and we'll get back with you. And we're going to start. I don't know. When are we starting, Chris?
We're hoping next Saturday at 7:00, and it only lasts for 2.5 hours. So after 2.5 hours, you're free to go home. But it's 5-week league at $23 a week, or $120 total. So only for 5 weeks, $120 for home. Yeah, it's only 5 weeks, singles event.
And then now, when you say next Saturday, is that the Saturday before or after Labor Day?
After Labor Day.
Okay, so we're off this Saturday, which is I don't know what it is. It's the first? I think it's maybe the first, second. Yeah, I think it's the first. No, is it the first? I don't know. Anyway, so it's the Saturday, the week of Labor Day. So Labor Day, I think, is the 3rd or 4th, and it's that Saturday, like the 6th or 7th.
So you're taking a week off so that maybe Saunders will cool down a bit.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean, he joined because once I said I'll pay for his season, his season. He's like, you know what? I got nothing else to lose.
I'll chip in on that too, Chris. So I don't want you to take all that hit. So I'll chip in because it's only fair.
Oh, I mean, okay. Thank you, man.
Oh, hey, no, that's fine. I just keep in mind I paid his 20 the cash game. He ended up actually we had a cash game afterwards. I think he walked out almost even when he doubled up. He won some.
$42.
Yeah, he won some money back in the cash game. I bought 20. He walked out with 40. That helped cover his wife. His wife didn't play so good. But the story of the night and the cash game was Sean's wife. Sean was in the tournament. He brought his wife just to sit and watch. She ends up playing the cash game with us later. She's hardly ever played poker, maybe twice in her life. And we were teaching her how to play. And she was winning. She kicked our ass in almost every hand. And she won probably there were maybe 30 hands in the cash game. She won 10 of them. And she was the best player of the table.
Yeah, until the very end, the last 10 minutes, I was winning hands.
Yeah, you were mean to her. You said, F this, I'm going to show her how it's done, and you kicked her out.
I went all in every hand.
Yeah, you were a bully.
But yeah, hopefully, Mark, if you want to join Saturdays at 7 to 9:30 sharp, we end at 9:30, no matter what. It's a time.
Yeah, Mark, we'd love to have you. Maybe Ron, too, if he wants to come. Anybody's welcome. We can make it a 20-man league or a 50-man league.
Right now we have 18 players. Yeah, right now we have 18 players signed up and committed. So I can only fit 24, max out of 24. So.
All right, Mark's got to think about it.
I do.
Are you doing a fantasy football? Are you doing that too, Chris?
I have 3. I'm in 3. I had a draft day Saturday. When I was at the dealership, I had to do my draft day while at the dealership. And then I have a draft day this Wednesday.
Are you hosting any of them?
Yeah, I'm hosting I'm hosting one I'll have on Wednesday, yes.
Oh, damn, nice.
Yeah.
Cool beans. So you got that going on. And how many people are in that?
12.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right.
And I have one for work.
How much was your buy-in for the fantasy?
First one is $150. The one I'm hosting is $25, and then my work is $10.
Cool beans. All the fun stuff happens right in September.
Yeah. Hey, look, before we get into that, I do want to say, I do want to say to all our listeners out there, I want to have everybody think about a name to come up with on, I'm going to plan doing that interview segment every single week here in the fall. And I'm just trying to come up with a good name for that particular segment. And the segment won't have much to do with bowling, more so is to get to know the individual with a couple of good questions, a few questions I'll ask.
Mark probes the guest.
Nah, I was thinking, maybe, I don't know, maybe think of something to come up with. I mean, I've got a good series of questions.
Mark goes in deep.
Yeah, like maybe JB Trio's Deep Throat.
Oh, gee.
But it ought to be fun because I've got
going in dry.
And you know what?
How about
Chris,
what comes out of Mark's throat?
Chris, you might be the first victim.
Well, you said my wife.
That could be.
You might be the first victim.
So is this your your unofficial, official, maybe one of the last podcasts you're going to do with us?
Well, here's the deal. Yeah, I will say that bring in Chris Saunders. I'll do a segment every show and then come in and guest every so often. But I'll have that interview segment in our league in the fall. And I think it'll be good because I think it'll drive a lot of listeners in because they'll want to hear themselves a little bit. And it'll be a good way of getting to know some of our bowlers. Like some of the questions, if my first question I would ask Chris is, I mean, we know that he was bullied in high school. What was the nickname they used to give him?
Oh my God.
What was the nickname they gave you? As we know, you were, we all know you were bullied in school.
You had a nickname?
I mean, I had.
Yeah, what was it?
I hear Camilla laughing.
I had 2 nicknames, and It was one for my closest friends. They call me, not my closest friends, but people who know me, they call me Beefy. And for the people who hated me, they call me Wood Pansy.
Wood Pansy?
Yeah, yeah. I know he got bullied in high school.
Wood Pansy? Wait a minute, Wood Pansy?
Yeah, it's like Wood Mancy, but Wood Pansy.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, now you gave Mark some fuel.
Because I wasn't a fighter. I was too big, and I didn't want to hurt people, and I just never, wanted to fight people.
Wood Pansy. Well,
yeah.
Wow.
I was McDonald or Big Mac. That's about it.
Nice.
That's about it.
That's awesome.
My kids were kids in my high school were too stoned to come up with names.
I've definitely got a series of questions, but this one I've been waiting to ask you. Besides the Coke bottle, what is your sexual fetish or guilty pleasure?
Oh my God. That's right in the spot. Holy crap.
Dang. Yeah, this gotta be going in deep. This is going in deep. Gotta
Big titties.
Yeah. My guilty
So throw the Coke bottle out of there. What is it? What's your sexual fetish?
That's so funny.
Or your guilty pleasure?
I don't know. It gotta be
Take out the Coke bottle and the fruit roll-ups. What is it? Do you like your toes sucked?
God.
You know what? My wife is here. My wife is here. Like, baby.
Let her answer.
What is my guilty pleasure? My fetish.
Sexual fetish.
Yeah.
Can you put the phone up there, her, so we can hear her?
One.
Wait a second. I think I heard some slurping.
Oh.
I think it's gotta be biting.
Biting. Oh, damn.
Ooh.
Oh my God. So I guess that's where that beefy.
Hey.
Oh shit. That must hurt Camilla.
No, she likes it. She's like
really.
She's very aggressive.
Really? Mark, you may have to ask some questions of Camilla.
She's like a dominatrix.
I will.
No way, really?
Yeah,
and you're the dominee?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have never guessed. You got the leather and the chains in the bedroom? You got to wear the hooded mask and the zipper in the mouth and all that?
We tried, but we couldn't breathe.
Oh my God. That's just a snippet of what you're going to get with whatever we're going to call Mark's new segment when it comes out in the fall.
Here we go with the last segment of the season in Beat Mark Picks. It is the last one. And Lee, last week you went 2 wins, 4 losses.
That ain't that bad.
But that is 1-5 for Chris and Mark.
1-5. I love it.
Wait, who did?
A horrible. Me and you, Chris, went 1-5. Lee went 2-4.
Yep, because remember you guys
disastrous.
You guys picked all the same picks. We all picked all the same except one team, and that was the Wives against the Hayways.
Oh,
and I picked the Wives, and the Wives came through.
What's the difference?
The Wives won 22 out of 40.
No. What's the difference between record right now?
Oh, what is it, Mark?
Record, Lee, you are the leader right now.
Yeah.
And I'm 1 point back, and Chris is 2 points back.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's still anybody's ball game.
I'm picking last.
No, you got to pick first because you are the leader.
Damn it.
You are the leader.
All right, nobody picked the same as me. Or no, pick the same as me.
I might just pick.
Pick identical to me, please.
I think I'm going to pick. I might go all opposite of you.
Actually, it might be a little bit of advantage going first. I like that. All right, so the first pair, some of this is going to be repetitive because we do back-to-back position rounds when you're doing a playoff style. So last week we had 4 teams in the playoff, top 4, and then the other 8 teams were in a position round. So this week we're still continuing the playoff. So the top 2 teams that won last week in the playoff are facing each other for first and second. They're guaranteed, but the other 10 teams are back in another position round. So there might be some teams that are facing each other again. This week, however, to start out in last place is Edible Panties and Better Have. So they did not face each other last week. All right, so I'll go first. What's the spread?
59 pins goes to Better Halves.
All right, so
You gonna go with them again? You're gonna go with them again?
Edible Panties, they've been letting me down. I love Brian. I love Matthew. I've been picking them and trying my best with them, but they just been letting me down. But I'm going to stay with them because I got faith that they're going to bounce back. At least finish this league with dignity and pride. Come on, guys.
Who are you going for?
The Edible Panties, my favorite team name. Don't let the team name down, guys. Do not let the team name down.
I got Better Halves.
Oh, okay. Strategy, I see.
Man, this is going to be tough, but I'll stick with Edible Panties.
Oh, that's 1-1 right there.
Damn it. I was hoping that Mark would have picked the other. I'd have been 3 points ahead. But no. All right. What do you got? What are you biting Camilla in the back? I hear her laughing. You biting her?
I told her she better fucking win because I voted for her.
All right, so next pair is Team 9, CYMG, my son Peyton and Ricky against the Hayways. What's the spread on this, Mark?
Plus 80.
Plus 80.
Hayways.
I really want to pick Ricky and Peyton so bad, but another team that's been bowling bad. Damn. Fuck it. I can't pick against them. I'm gonna root for them to win. I'm gonna cheer them on, and they better fucking win, otherwise they get to walk home. So I'm picking my son's team.
Damn, really?
I hear you guys struggling, so or maybe that's Chris biting Camilla.
That's a hard one.
That's what she said.
Yeah. 80 pins, huh?
I'm liking this picking first, and you guys gotta chase me.
Yeah, I gotta go with Peyton and them.
Yes, that's 2 teams he's picked the same, so I'm definitely ahead still.
Yeah. What do you think, Wood Pansy?
80 pins a lot.
Now Camilla's going to be a Wood Pansy. Break out the Jeopardy music.
Man, dude. God.
Pick the Hayways, you'll be 2 behind me.
I am 2 behind you. Oh my gosh.
I'm liking this spot here.
Yeah. I got Peyton's team.
Oh, yes. All right. Every time you guys tie me, that's
2 weeks.
That's like a point for me. I love it. All right. So 5 and 6. Now it's going to start getting kind of controversial. So we've got Too High, which is Gino and Craig, who's been riding high against the Average Joes. So all of a sudden, resurgent Diego. He's been bowling like crazy. Now he's bowler of the summer. What's the spread on this, Mark?
Now I'm factoring in Kyle in the mix there.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it is plus 3 pins for Average Joes.
God, wow. There's no handicap almost.
3 pins?
Oh, Jesus. Man, wow. This is probably going to be the riskiest pick of the whole summer because
this is a pick.
Both teams are doing excellent. They're both on a hot streak. Oh, Jesus. All right, Kyle's in there. Now, Kyle bowled bad last week. I can't see him bowling bad 2 weeks in a row. But then again, Craig, I never pick him because he always says I should never pick him. If you pick his team, it's a curse. I'm going to have to ride that. I'm going to have to pick Diego and Kyle because Craig would not want me picking them, and I'm going to keep doing it. So I'm going with Average Joes.
All right, I'm going to go with Craig and Gino.
Oh, Mark's first pick opposite of me.
Yeah, got to do it.
So I'm going to have to definitely watch this pair here.
I got Pin High as well.
Pin High. Oh, you mean Too High?
Too High. Sorry.
All right, Too High. Are you getting too high there?
Too high.
Getting too high.
I got Gino and Clay.
All right. Well, is she getting bit? She keeps laughing. All right. So that's both you guys opposite of me. So that's a huge pair. So I'm rooting for Average Joe's. Well, actually, I'm rooting for both teams, but in particular, Average Joe's. All right. Next pair, Purple Cobras, Chris against Eric and TJ. So we got the Saunders family affair, and it's family against family. What's the spread?
29 pins to Ballers.
Man, oh man. Chris, I picked you guys to beat Mark, and you guys let me down big time.
Hell yeah, we did.
Damn it. You would pull off one of those upset victories. You're probably both 700. Oh my God. All right. I know we're under the gun here. All right. Screw it. I'm going to make Chris bowl. I'm picking Chris's team.
I'm just going to suck on purpose.
Yeah, he could. I just don't know how pissed off Chris Saunders is after that card game. It could definitely make a difference here.
That's right. Saunders.
But I will go with.
If you guys win, it helps me. I don't know if he's mad at me or what, though.
Yeah, I will go with Chris Saunders' team.
Oh, that helps me.
Not Chris Saunders' team. It's my team, but.
Oh, you're picking your team.
Yeah.
Okay, lock it in. What means you picked his team?
I got my team.
Yes, that helps me. Thank God. All right, this is locked in. You can't change your mind afterwards. All right, so that's the same as me. Now we're getting down to we don't have many picks left. 9 versus 5. So this is Mark. We got balls against we got dropped. Do I want to pick we got dropped and make Mark bowl? I don't know.
We got dropped gets 12 pins.
We get 12.
12.
I'm gonna make you bowl, yeah. Mark. I'm gonna pick we got dropped. I want to make you bowl.
Well, I got to take myself then if that's the case.
Oh, this is gonna be like an hour pick for Chris.
We got dropped. Sorry. No.
It's locked in.
No. I was thinking Mark's. I got Ron's team.
All right, that might hurt me. I should go the other way, but it'd be too easy for Mark and Ron to sandbag. So I'm going with we got dropped and making them bowl. All right, here we go for the number 1 championship pick. This is determining first and second place of the league. Here for the beer, Mike Wang and Jose Beltre, the baseball player, against Pin Pals, Matthew and Bryson. What's the spread here, Mark?
Okay, now George will be bowling for the beer.
I forgot about that. Yes, Jose Beltre is not there.
So there's 48 pins to Pin Pals.
That is a huge factor.
How many? 46?
Yep. Because George has not been bowling much this summer, I don't think. I think he's taking the majority off.
He's only got 3 games. He's only got 3 games in.
Yeah,
what's his average?
He's got to carry that 200 average.
What's his average?
Right.
202, I think.
Yeah, 202, I believe.
Okay. All right. Now, again, that could hurt him or help him. I don't know. It just depends on George. And George he's one of the best persons I know on this earth. He's a great guy.
I thought I was.
Oh, well, you're, of course, way up there, too. You're the George Washington on the Mount Rushmore.
Okay, good.
Jesus. This is a tough one. Man, I really like both teams. Because every time when you think Matthew and Bryson are down, they just pick themselves back up. And I know Chris Saunders has yet another controversy that hurts him. It's like there's something that goes wrong. He definitely finds it, and he says something about it. He's like he said on the poker night the other night. It's always against me. It's my detriment. Oh, shit. All right, we got here for the beer, and they're giving up 48, you said, Mark?
Yep. Here for the beer is giving up 48.
And then Pin Pals, and they've been here. And, you know what? This should be Bryson, one of his weeks where he's got an average instead of his locked average. What has he been using? He's got a 159. Shit, that's what he's been bowling. And let me see, their team, when they bowled against, we got dropped. They didn't dominate them. They only won like 26 out of 40. But then again, Mike Wang he's the one that really was the reason that he beat you guys, Mark, because Jose Beltre didn't bowl good at all. That gives George a little bit of leeway to bowl good. So, all right, so that's my pick. I'm going with Here for the Beer to take the whole win. I'm picking George and Mike Wang because of how Mike Wang bowled last week. I'm giving up the points. So I'm taking Here for the Beer and giving the points.
I'm going to go the other way.
You have to. You have to.
Yeah, we need to. I have to.
Yeah. I think, Chris, you have to too, but it's up to you.
No, I already did my 3 away from you, so.
So you're going to pick the same as me or what?
Yeah, I was going to go for Michael's team, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Those are the locked picks. We'll be here one more week to reveal the winner of the Beat Marks Picks Summer. And hopefully, please let it be me.
Mark, is there a tie? Could there be a tiebreaker or no?
Oh yeah, there could possibly be a tiebreaker.
From who?
I mean, it could be a tie. So we need
From what team? From me and Lee, or you and Lee?
Well, any of. Let me see here. You
could be a three-way tie.
You have 3 different from Lee. You have 3 different from Lee. I have 3 different from Lee. So let me see what it is for you and me.
He's
There's
only 1 point behind you.
Yeah, and so there's 1 different, 2 different. So you're 2 different from me, so you could pass me. You're 3 different from Lee. So all 3 of us got a shot of winning.
Yeah,
So we should maybe
tie.
We'll have to discuss it off the air because we're already at an hour. Real quick, bowler of the week, bowler of the summer, Diego Sanchez, 153 over his average. Great games. Mike Wang, honorable mention, he bowled 109 over. Mark definitely knows that feeling. Gino Clay bowled 76 over his average, so good job. Real quick, high average still is Ron Reynolds. He's pretty much going to take high average at this point, so kudos to Ron for having a great summer at 213. Camilla Woodmansey dropped a little bit, 177, but her and Tina are the only 2 females, so she's pretty much got high average for the ladies. Mr. Mark Merchant has closed the gap. Had a disastrous week. Diego Sanchez is now threatening. Mark is in first so far for MVP with 62, but slowly on his tail is Diego with 61. So it has now been a dangerous spot for Mark to lose his MVP race. So we shall see. Camilla, of course, leading for the ladies at 49. Bowlers of the summer is who bowls the most pins over their average. And so far, Diego has beat Chris, 153. Chris, a few weeks ago, bowled 142 over. So Chris has been knocked off as bowler of the summer by Diego. We don't have the ladies because they have to bowl it with the men. So far, bowler of the summer is Diego. All right. Well, that about wraps it up. Enjoyed it, guys. We got to close it off here. Chris, why don't you give us an outro?
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining the summer bowling league with us. We truly appreciate you, and thank you for tuning in and listening to us rumble on all about bowling, stupid shit. Tune in for the fall league that we're gonna be awesome, and we're gonna have a new segment that we have no name for, but you got to experience it a little bit on this podcast. So tune in, find out who the winner of the summer league is, and going forward to the fall league and our future poker night on Saturdays. So tune in for all the information and all that great stuff to hear and keep an update on our lives. So yeah, if I don't see you back, then you're a loser, and you'll be like the edible panties losing to a bunch of girls.
I thought you were going to say, be like Camilla getting bit by me.
Oh my God.
And when I say me, I mean you as in the biter. All right, guys.
Yes, sir.
I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right. See you later.
All right.